Hello, I'm Gav.
I'm Dan.
We're the Slow-Mo guys, and today we are without lab coats.
Well, we've got these lovely things instead.
That's true. We're also without our phones, so there's no microphones, but hopefully that one's doing all right. We're here at the Colorado School of Mines, and what are we going to be doing, Daniel?
Well, when you're mining, you need to use explosives a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using
quicker
explosives.
than a shovel.
Exactly. Except for instead of using it for mining, we're going to be using it for Slow-Mo guys purposes.
Yeah.
Which involves a toilet, a safe,
some mannequins.
Some mannequins
are going to bite it.
Plenty of explosives.
We also have an absolute myriad of phantoms to get an absolute range of resolution and frame rates. So let's have a blast. Because of the puns and stuff.
I've destroyed a few bogs in my time.
You do like your spicy food.
It's true.
Yeah.
But now we're literally going to destroy a bog. Okay? Right. This is pretty savage. So we're going to have det cord coming around and up into the cistern, which is going to be full of petrol, and then the detonation train will go down here into this 5-pound booster charge of high explosives, which is going to detonate and cause a shockwave and hopefully destroy the bog.
So you've taken care of all the explosive putting, and over here in this giant metal protective box we've got two Phantom V2512s. This one is set to 28,500 frames a second. This one is set to 207,000 frames a second. So it's very low resolution, but very, very fast. Also, up there in that yellow box, we've got a V2640, which will be at HD at about 12,000 frames a second. All right, let's watch that back.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, where's the toilet?
It's just disappeared.
I didn't see a single piece.
Not one piece, man. I just saw a big white, bright flash. It was so bright.
Maybe it went out the back?
Whoa! God!
And all of this white cloud here is all petrol.
Oh. So, did we not see it from the other angle because the cloud covered it and now we're seeing the fireball here?
Yeah, I think, or maybe it just went up. Look at it all lighted up now. Damn. It looks cool. Look at all this. All of that is lighted up now. Look at it expand.
Oh man, that's so scary.
I'll tell you what, the dynamic range on this camera is not bad. Like, it's pretty much held all of those highlights, even though we're at such a high ISO.
You know what's also really cool is often you don't see a big flaming explosion with rubble going everywhere. It's often just a flaming explosion. Whereas this, you've got pieces of toilety
shrapnel. Well, that's where the toilet was.
I think there's no pieces of it left. It's literally dust. It has been entirely eviscerated. It's dug pretty much a crater and cleared the area of stones completely.
So this
I'm not worried about this.
was up there with those guys.
Whoa! Oh. And I'm touching it. Cheers for that.
Next experiment.
This is the beefiest safe we could find for $150. I think it's about 150 years old as well.
I like we paid $150 for a safe that doesn't work.
Yeah. We're just trying to get into the safe. Like, if you imagine if you're a bank robber, we're going to try and just blow a hole through the door.
Yeah, this safe seems to have lost most of its concrete.
Yeah.
But we've got this barrel here to see. Hopefully we'll see it come into that.
Yeah. So what we've got here is a shaped charge. It looks funny because it's got a copper cone inside, and packed in behind the copper cone is explosives. This is the det cord. It's what we'll use to initiate it. So explosion will come down the det cord, down here, hit the back of the shaped charge, and the explosion, the detonation, will start at the back and travel forwards. And what that will do is force this copper cone into an inverse jet. So the back part here, right at the back, will come out here before this part even gets hit, and it will form a jet. And that's used to penetrate things like tanks, armor, or safes, or anything like that. And you have to have something called standoff, and that's 6 times the diameter of the cone, which means that that's about 23 centimeters, 24 centimeters away from what you're going to penetrate, because that's the width is about 4 centimeters.
So if you had it too close, it wouldn't be as effective.
It wouldn't be as efficient. The copper jet wouldn't have reached peak penetration capability.
I've never seen a shape charge in slow-mo.
Neither have I actually, not properly. Because they're usually part of like an...
Whoa! What? It was absolutely instant.
What?
All right, wind that back. Hold on. It's honestly like when a meteor enters the atmosphere and you're watching a big ball of light coming through the air.
It's the same sort of speed as well, I feel like.
The copper's already gone into the water, and then when we spin on, you'll see that miles later the barrel comes up.
Oh. I just love how directional this explosive is. I mean, that's what it does. That's its job.
Literally, nothing went anywhere else.
No. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Oh, hang on. So it went into the barrel, but it didn't come out the other side, which means there must be some copper at the bottom. That was it. Straight through. But it's annihilated all the concrete around it. It's like, you see all this concrete here? Yeah. That was in the safe, and this lot, oh, it's completely hanging off, look. Perfect little hole.
Oh, man. Look at that. I know we say this a lot, but like it's nothing.
It's just, excuse me.
Excuse me. Oh,
solid metal.
Did I just go through something?
So all of the shaped charges I've used before in the military have been solid copper lining. Yeah. Whereas this is an oil and gas shaped charge, and it's actually made of copper powder. So there won't be any solid bits of copper anywhere. And you can see here,
that's what that is. Yeah.
That's what that is. That's the smattering of copper powder. And before, when you ones that are used against tanks and things, you can actually see the copper that's left over in the hole it makes, because it's solid copper. So we've got Doris and Frank here, who are retired mannequins.
Well, I've noticed that Doris's fingers come off.
Yeah, that's why she was retired. She had an industrial accident. This is the shock tube. Yeah. And it has inside, it's called a dust explosion, which travels down the tube at about 2,000 meters a second. And that's enough to initiate a detonator, which is then enough to initiate det cord, which is what it's used for. But what we're going to do is trail it all the way from where we are, all the way down, swirling around. It's going to come to Doris here. We're going to wrap it all the way around Doris, like this, down to the bottom, where we're going to hit a detonator into some det cord, which is then going to wrap all the way back around her here, and then that will actually explode and hopefully sort of obliterate her, because this is just sort of quite safe. It won't do anything to her. And then the det cord, this is quite a long one, it's going to travel from her neck all the way down to here, where we're going to have a shaped charge, which is then going to go through, what was his name, Frank?
Through Frank, yeah.
Frank, through Frank, and then we've got some foam canisters on the other side that will hopefully explode when the copper jet manages to go through them.
So this is a huge chain reaction of a bunch of different types of explosives.
It's an explosive train, is what it's called. So you start small with something like this, and you go into prime explosives with detonator, and then into det cord, and then into a main charge.
So this time I'm going to set the exposure on the Phantoms much lower, so we don't get as much white out from the det cord explosions.
Get more detail, yeah.
Don't look up her skirt.
I was looking into her finger.
Oh.
Well, you're looking at how I look up her skirt from here.
Dan, this is a special occasion.
Yeah.
Because we've got a return of a very rare guest on the Slimmer Guys. It's other Dan.
It's rival Dan.
It's rival Dan. This is a little bit of an awkward situation having both of us here at the same time.
You may not recognise Dan because in this video he has his shirt on for once.
Explosives and bare chest just doesn't work out.
So then this one here will be the edge we start from, and that'll go up the stairs. See this little symbol here? That's where we're going to pop the det cord in that little cradle. Yeah. So it's enough explosive force to initiate the shaped charge, which is going to blast its way through Frank. This is an absolute operation there.
It's just so nerve-wracking to watch your det cord on your head, basically.
I mean, it's perfectly safe. You can chew it and it wouldn't do anything.
I had a taste earlier.
It's called secondary explosive.
Better to be safe than sorry?
I think so. That's the shock tube right there.
It's racing along.
It's so quick. It looks fake, doesn't it?
It's going to be like a little disco happening here.
What? I like the little twist. What the?
Whoa!
It's like she's in the most dangerous nightclub ever.
Do you think the det cord, because it was wrapped so tight around the head, it all just went at once around the head?
Yes.
Or do you think
because
it followed
would be
around?
Sympathetic detonation, so one of the layers will have got the next one.
The shaped charge beats the shockwave.
Yeah, it's insane.
I deliberately made this one much darker because we're shooting much slower, but we should actually see the shock tube travel almost at a leisurely pace at this frame rate.
Oh, here we go. It's gone down the legs. We're
Should
waiting
be coming
for it.
any second.
Oh, where are we? Oh, there we go. I think it's just. Oh, yes. Whoa. Oh. The step up in speed is so insane because you see the shock tube going at only 2,000 meters a second, but the deck cord is then going at 7,000. It's a huge step up, and that shape charge that looks like a damn rocket going off. It's going about 10,000 meters a second.
And when you were describing the shape charge, I thought it would be more like a shotgun where it would just kind of blow all in one direction. But it's so narrow and so specific. Like you could shoot someone with it.
Yeah, for sure.
You could shoot it right at someone and it might miss.
It's like it's like an explosive needle.
Oh, there's a hand.
Oh,
That was a good hand.
Oh, was that her safe hand? That's a shame. She's had a hell of a retirement party there. Look at what it's done to her dress. The deck cord's just like crisped it up.
De-dressed.
Look what the shape charge did to this guy. It completely sawn him in half.
Oh,
Totally.
I honestly, when I saw him in half here, I thought that this part had just come off.
Yeah, same. But then
But
I
it's
was like,
still connected.
actually, it's still connected. This is just loose.
Oh,
He's just taken him in half.
here's all the foam that caught fire.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't actually get the other one. Look,
Oh,
it didn't get that one.
it just completely blew his front out. His front fell off.
His front fell off. To get Doris's head to fall off by wrapping it in deck cord, and I saw it from over there pop up about 30-40 feet, and then it landed just here. Her head's intact.
Oh, it blew one of her eye sockets off.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's gruesome.
a splintered sever. You should keep that.
The head?
Use it as like a...
I mean, surely though, if I try and take it home, when they try and swab it, they'll be like, I think there's a small amount of explosives there.
So you just say to TSA, you're just like, well, yeah, it blew up.
Yeah. Blew it off, obviously. Do you
Oh,
think?
are you using this as another opportunity to blow up some of our merch?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's a woman.
Blow it out.
Oh, dear.
This is a nice t-shirt, right? Get a Ralph Lauren out of this, you're kidding. Well happy with this.
All right, looks like we're good.
What do you think?
I think that's lovely.
So we've made what can only be described as a monstrosity, or some sort of secret weapon. Let me talk you through this. We've got an avalancher. These are used to fire into avalanches, into snow, sorry, to force an avalanche, so it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
That leads down into this huge fat tube, which reaches all the way down to the floor, which is full of ammonium nitrate fuel oil. Granular, they look like what you fill a beanbag with, except they explode. That's exactly what it looks like. And then round behind it, you got two 5-pound boosters. And this is all connected with about 6 foot of deck cord.
God.
So it's about 50 or more pounds of explosives here.
We've also put a third mannequin up the back.
Yeah, we chucked her back there just to see what the effects were compared to, obviously this guy's going to get eviscerated, and I think that one's probably not going to see much else either. That one, I wonder how much will be left.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Do you remember how this place used to look before
Yeah.
we did that experiment?
Oh, look at the back wall. It's just painted. God. All right, hold on, guys. Let me get.
Hold on. It's just like there's been a hurricane here.
It just blew everything away.
Look at the camera. Oh my god.
Oh my god. We got a phantom down.
Jesus. So it blew the window open? Look, it's
It
blown
blew
the window
the
open.
window out. No way.
Damn.
We chucked a phantom onto the ground.
In the whole of summer, guys, that's never
Do
happened.
you think we have the footage from that?
I hope so.
Oh, it's like a nuke.
Whoa, back there, it looked like a nuke. It was so bright initially, you couldn't see anything. Like, how would you expose for that initial explosion?
You could do it, but you probably wouldn't see anything.
You'd just see nothing
to
else.
start with. Oh, that looks like the end of the world.
Oh, you can see.
Oh,
There's like
there's sparks.
sparks and flashes from the.
Or you see the rock, or maybe just fast-moving plastic, fast enough where it's actually igniting on impact. It honestly looks like that was fired from a fat man.
It does. That's what it looks like in Fallout.
And then, once you see the shockwave go up, you see it moving across all this floor back here. See, it's got up there, and then it's lifting up all of the dirt, and now it's imploding back down. There's
And
the
then the
shockwave hitting the
shockwave
camera.
hits the camera, yeah.
That might
See
be
how
one of the
fast it
best and most well-defined shockwaves I've ever seen.
It looks like a pyroclastic flow from a volcano. But
It's just water.
yeah.
And then, through the window, bash the camera out onto the floor.
I can't think of any time that I would have seen any explosion that was that big, that close.
I've certainly never seen anything like that.
So this is the explosion-proof camera shelter. I feel like they've never done an explosion this big here. I feel the same way. I feel like they've definitely never done.
It's just knocked everything miles.
We were like this. We were like, hey, you can get bigger.
Look what it did to this housing. No way. It's blown it in. It like crippled it frontways.
Look at that. It was there and it shoved it. It's like ripped it like a tin can.
What is interesting is that it chucked mud so far. Like, look at our old barrel with the hole in. Look at where that was.
Oh, it's got another hole in it.
God, to think that even here, you would have been absolutely murdered by that. So the 2640, which was up on the hill, it also got caked in mud.
I wonder
all the way up there.
wonder how quickly the mud caked the view of the camera there.
Oh, you would see. I put such a wide lens on it.
This is the left-hand mannequin that was here. It was previously about here.
That was the one that wasn't the closest.
Yeah.
And he's turned to paste.
I honestly don't know if we can show this. This is a bit graphic. But look, so this lady was stood here, about, I don't know, 5-6 meters away.
Yeah.
She got picked up by the explosion about another 4 meters back. Her leg's off, both her arms are off. That just shows the massive amount of difference between evisceration, a couple bits left, and then, like, you know, most of it left.
I can't believe it blew in our safety box.
It's because he put the charge behind the water. That's that's the thing in EOD. It's called a disruptor. You place explosive charges behind water, and it basically just messes up everything that's in front of the water really quickly. So he's placed the charge behind the water, and the water's just gone straight into the camera shelter, and that's what's done that.
Let's try and find a piece of your slow-mo guy shirt.
This is it.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. It's like coated that. Oh, it's the rooster teeth.
Oh, hold that up. That's great.
Look at that.
Oh,
It's the rooster teeth thing.
teeth.
Oh no, it's tur teeth.
Tur teeth.
Tur teeth. Tur teeth.
Tur teeth.
Wow.
Do you know what my least favourite part of every Slow-Mo Guys video is?
What's that?
Well, apart from me being hurt,
Yeah.
is cleaning up afterwards. But all we've left today is a smoking crater.
What? And there's like bits of jeans and plastic and stuff.
Hey, there's no plastic, it's just biodegradable jeans.
That might be one of the most mental videos we've ever made.
It's insane. I'll tell you, that was a lot of explosives.
Yeah. Well, big thanks to Vision Research for setting this up and letting us use their phantoms in an extremely dangerous environment. And thanks to the Colorado School of Mines for letting us come and blow stuff up here. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Feel free to follow us on social media and stuff. Subscribe to the Slow-Mo Guys, and we got a second channel. We'll see you next time. I feel like the next video should be really relaxing in comparison to that.
Yeah, I think we need something like, I don't know, just chill. 'Cause
Yeah.
this was
This was a lot.